This is the National Weather Service in North Platte with a severe weather review of the storms that occurred in western and north central Nebraska from the evening of Friday, June 21st through the early morning hours of Monday, June 24th of 2013. So what caused these storms? Leading up to the event, a low pressure system formed off the Rockies as displayed on the map for Thursday, June 20th. Its associated front slowly sagged south across northern Nebraska and eventually stalled over the weekend. Storm systems developed and followed the front across the state. Finally, by late Sunday and into Monday, the front began to clear the area. From Friday night's storms, we had a tornado touchdown south of Gordon, which downed many power poles and trees, damaged a center pivot, and part of a cornfield. This tornado was rated EF0 with peak wind speeds of 65 to 85 miles an hour. We also had many damage reports from the wind in Custer County and Broken Bow area, with numerous trees down, power lines down, roofs were blown off several buildings, a garage was completely destroyed, several irrigation pivots and grain bins were also damaged. This damaged path was nearly 40 miles in length and stretched from Callaway through Broken Bow and over to Comstock. The peak winds with this storm were between 60 and 100 miles an hour. We also had one injury from falling debris. In North Platte, Nebraska Land Days and its concert were disrupted by the strong winds, hail, and vicious lightning. This radar image of the Friday night storms occurring at 6:32 p.m. Central Time or 5:32 Mountain Time captured the tornado in northern Sheridan County, as outlined by the black circle. As we skip forward to 9 o'clock Central Time, we had the storm pass through North Platte, which delayed the concert for Nebraska Land Days. We also had storms stretching back into McPherson and Hooker counties, as well as northeastward through Blaine and Rock counties. Stepping ahead to 10:03 p.m. Central Time was when we started getting the damage reports out of Custer County. The outlined part of the storm was the one that produced much of the wind damage through Broken Bow. Here's the storm report map of the storms from Friday, June 21st, with the tornado in Gordon, Broken Bow damage from the wind, and multiple reports along the I-80 corridor. For Saturday night storms, we had very large hail near baseball size near Hayes Center. Again, multiple wind damage reports with trees and power lines down, street signs knocked down over in Mullen, and the irrigation pivot was overturned near Callaway. And we also had wind-driven hail that damaged a cornfield near Stockville. And again in North Platte, Nebraska Land Days and its concert was disrupted from the high winds and lightning. We also had a 67 mile per hour wind gust recorded at Lee Bird Field in North Platte. Many of these reports occurred around the same time frame. This radar image at 10:47 p.m. Central Time captures the storm that produced the wind damage near Mullen, the hail near Hayes Center, and a real faint light blue line out of ahead of the storms that passed through Lincoln County that produced the high wind gusts. This is part of a gust front of the storm. Moving on to 11:33 p.m. Central Time, you can see that faint blue line enter Custer County. That gust front ended up producing the wind damage near Callaway. And for the storm reports for June 22nd, there was mainly wind north of I-80 and some hail reports south of the interstate. For the storms that hit the area Sunday night into Monday morning, a few hail and wind reports that mainly caused tree damage occurred across southern Nebraska, but these storms mainly produced heavy rain. Overall, for the 4 days worth of severe weather, the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma issued 7 severe weather watches for our area, 5 of which were severe thunderstorm watches and 2 were tornado watches. The office here in North Platte, we issued 54 severe weather warnings for the area. 51 were severe thunderstorm warnings and 3 were tornado warnings. 13 of our 26 counties in our coverage area received at least one storm report that comprised either a tornado, hail greater than 1 inch in diameter, or severe wind gusts of 58 miles an hour or greater, or some type of wind damage. The positive side of all these storms, we received beneficial rain. Out of the 4 climate sites around our area, North Platte and Broken Bow picked up just about 1 inch, Valentine 1 3/4 inch, and Imperial about 3/4 of an inch of rain. Portions of Cherry, Brown, and Kippahaw counties received over 2 inches of rain in one night. We thank you for watching, and we leave you with a panoramic view of the smoke from the Colorado wildfires that occurred Friday morning.